You know, for over 11 years, Little Diva's balloon decorating has turned events into experiences, and celebrations have been turned into parties. Let Little Divas worry about making your event the best that it can be while you relax and enjoy it. Any event you can imagine: birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, family reunions, graduations, celebrations of life. Any event that you can possibly imagine, Little Divas can bring it to life. They specialize in balloon sculptures, cake table archways, and doorway arches. Get a hold of Little Divas right now and make your celebration, reunion, or business function one that people will never forget. Call 606-791-5616. That's 606-791-5616. Or visit them on Facebook.com/Little Diva Party Decorations and see for yourself. Of course, delivery is always available for a slight additional charge. Little Divas, it's where memories begin.
The following is a production of Sloan Studios. You know the podcast. Now it's time for the Mountain Mysteries Gatherings, a unique look inside the world of the Mountain Mysteries. This is where you learn a little more about the Mountain Mysteries episodes and come together to talk. It can be intense, it can be goofy, but it's always fun and mostly always interesting, even if you're rewatching Chris make a fool out of himself. Viewer discretion is always advised.
It's all about love and connection. You know who that sounds like?
Yeah, I do.
It's kind of a little bit shocking.
And I could see a figure, an outline, and it stood right there at my door and wouldn't come through.
Hey, this is Stacia Underwood Gullett.
I'm Josh Preston.
This is Amanda Collins.
I'm Dave Newsom, and I'm listening to these Mountain Mysteries.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I will be the last to fall. I won't shed a tear for them to see. And I won't have your name to call. 'Cause I will be the last to fall.
With over 24% of the 1.9 billion square acres in America alone, the mountains that so many people call home are also host to some of the most incredible mysteries in the world. The missing, the murdered, strange creatures, unexplained lights, and sightings of unidentified objects. These stories may be strange, they may be sad, they may be odd, but they are mysterious. These are the Mountain Mysteries Gatherings. And now, live from the Pantry Studio, broadcast to all time zones around the world, with listeners of the podcast in the United States, Canada, Germany, Norway, India, the United Kingdom, and more. These are the Mountain Mysteries Gatherings. Now, your host, Chris Sloan.
And I hope that you are having a very good evening. Thanks a lot for joining us tonight. And for the next little while, we are going to be kept company by someone very dear and near to me. We'll bring her in here in just a second. But first, I want to thank Little Divas Balloon Decorating. These guys are great at what they do. They take parties and make them events, and they take all of that pressure and all of that weight off your shoulders so you don't have to think about it. So look them up on Facebook. Give them a call, 791-5616. Little Divas. That's where the memories start. Big thanks to all of our Patreon subscribers, or as I call them, Patreon subs. Josh Preston, JD Maggard, Amanda Blevins, Jennifer Mullins, Maddie Blankenship. You guys make life a whole lot more bearable. I'm asking you guys who are not members already to join up. For as little as $3 a month, you get early access to the episodes. And man, do we have some of those to talk about. We are all but wrapping on episode number 57. There we go. We're all but wrapping up on episode number 57. it for all intents and purposes is done, but I'm kind of OCD about this stuff. I want it to sound the best that it can sound. And one way or another, let me adjust that cam just a bit. One way or another, it is going to sound as good as it can when it leaves here. So, but some of the episodes, like the one that we have got debuting tonight at midnight, is episode number 54. This is one, and we talked about it last week, I think, to some degree, Stacia. But this is one about the person, if that's what you want to call her, from Aberdeen, Australia. Her name is Katherine Mary Knight. Stace, good evening.
Good evening, everybody. Hey,
How are you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
If there was any better, there'd be two of me.
That's
So-
right. That's what Lloyd said to tell you.
Yeah. So it is good to see you. I hope you've had a good week.
Hanging in there. It's good to see you too.
Tonight's episode that drops at midnight is Katherine Mary Knight. The title of the episode is Till Death Do Us Part. Strange pun on words, I know, but that's what it is. This was about the Australian woman back in February of 2000 that killed her husband, put his head in a pot, and tried to cook up the rest of him and serve him to his kids. This is going to be completely and utterly jacked up. Yes, it screams, not for the kids at heart. And next week isn't any better. That's when we're
No.
going to tell people about Junko Furuta.
That was horrifying.
Yeah, 17-year-old girl from Japan, and kidnapped, raped repeatedly over 400 times until she finally died. But it took 44 days to get there, and what happened in between. That's not for kids.
No.
Then coming up on July 8th, this is one that's right up your alley, the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum.
Mm-hmm.
That's already wrapped and in the can and scheduled and ready to go. Now, keep in mind, Patreon subscribers, you guys get this thing 6 days before anybody else. At least 6 days before anybody else. So when the episodes are dropping Friday, you've already heard it Saturday. So you're ahead of the curve. And plus, you get a couple, 3 videos a month of us talking about whatever. And sometimes, I'll be
That
honest with
gets
you,
interesting.
sometimes it ain't got a damn thing to do with the mountain mysteries. So sometimes it's just got everything to do with,
Sorry about
y'all
that.
ain't gonna believe that train wreck I saw over there at that haunted house the other night. Or, Stace, I'm pretty sure there's Bigfoot around my place. And Stace is like, yeah, okay. But yeah, it could be anything and everything. It's a lot of fun. It really is. And those videos drop a couple of months, and nobody else will ever see them unless you're a Patreon VIP member. Now, the VIP is $10 a month. When you break that down, it's $120 a year. You're supporting a local podcast. But again, you can do this for as little as $3 a month and get the episodes early. $5 and $10 tiers, you get T-shirts that's got the Mountain Mysteries logos and the Stay Mysterious on the back. I just had a batch come in today for some people. And there's plus, of course, you get the mentions on the shows. That's the least I can do. But you're helping us offset the cost for all of this stuff. And for me, like I said, it's never really about the money, about making a ton of money. I want to make enough to pay for it, but that's it. So I would appreciate any help that you guys can give. You can also do that on, Spotify? One-time donations. You can do that there. But I just wrapped this episode that's going to be debuting on the 15th of July worldwide. Of course, again, Patreon subs get it 6 days early. But this is on, and I don't know if you've ever heard of her. Her name was Kellyanne Bates. Let me paint the picture for you real quick. Okay. She was 14 years old. Starts dating a guy that's about 44, 45. Okay, so far you're with me. You know what that screams.
Yeah.
Well, when her parents found out, needless to say, they went through the roof. But they didn't find out until 2 years after. They kept it that secret. Well, by that time, she's 16. Guess what the age of consent in Britain is? 16. In London, in the UK, generally speaking. Now, there's a big war going on over that right now in Parliament that, it's a hot topic. It's a hotbed of conversation. They want to raise it to 18, and some people want to raise it to 21. And I'm like, well, and I was talking to a guy who worked with us on this episode who was actually from the UK. He did some voice work for us, and phenomenal job to him. But he said that a lot of people wanted to be a little more like the States, or the Yanks, as they call us, and at least have it at 18 years of age for the legal age of consent. I'm not opposed to that, because I'm telling you right now, I've got a daughter. If she had been 14 and some cat anywhere over 18 had started hitting on her, they never would have found him.
That's right.
But when her parents found out, did they blow gaskets? Oh, hell yes. They blew gaskets. Did not want him. I mean, it was to the point that her mother wanted to pick up a knife and kill the guy when he was standing in her kitchen. Did she? No. But she wanted to, and she openly admitted it. Anyways, what happened to that girl over the course of, we'll say a few weeks, it'll make your stomach turn.
Oh, no.
Needless to say, she didn't survive. She didn't see her 18th birthday. But that episode is coming out on July 15th, so be looking for that. And we'll talk a little bit more about it as it comes up. So I've had a lot of emails, a lot of talk, a lot of conversation. I've been getting messages. And I want to thank everybody that sends us messages on the Mountain Mysteries. Please keep in mind, it takes me 2 hours to watch 60 minutes. I got a lot going on. I'm in this studio for quite a while at times, especially on the weekends. It's like I'm buried nose deep into writing and producing and doing all this other stuff. But I want to take a moment and thank on the Junko thing. We actually had people from Japan messaging us when they saw it, that it was coming. And people speaking of how much she suffered. 44 days is a long time, folks. Now, you take 44 days of constant rape, torture, and I mean, I'm talking about
They dropped barbells
on her belly,
on her stomach,
yeah,
and burst parts of her insides. They burst like kidneys, and
yeah.
she couldn't use her kidneys. She couldn't use anything, and they
Yeah,
continued
she
to
couldn't
rape
use
her.
the restroom properly. It was, I'll be honest with you, I'd like to be the one to pull the switch on them and send them straight on a shuttle
I
to hell.
said the same thing.
Nobody should do that to you. Have I ever had arguments with somebody I was going out with? Yeah. Yes, of course. But I've never resulted to that. Never done anything
No.
like that. That never even crossed my mind. What did cross my mind is I need to leave for a while.
Yeah.
That, I think, is a sane way of dealing with things, because everybody disagrees. That's okay. You ever had a disagreement with Lloyd? Well, of
Never.
course you have. Oh, never. Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've never thought about murder
I
and
wouldn't hurt him.
torture. No. And torture. No, you wouldn't. You are a giving soul. You've got a heart the size of Texas. But I guess I just can't wrap my mind around that. And a friend of mine once, Sean Little, told me, he said, you can't think like that because you don't think like that.
Yes.
He said, you have to be one to understand one.
It's pure
And so I
evil.
quit trying to give up on that kind of crap. But what you're going to hear with Junko, it's heartbreaking. I really wish I could tell you that in that particular episode that I could provide moments of longevity, moments where I could kind of make you smile a little instead of concentrate on all the bad going on. But in that particular episode, there was nothing to smile about.
The only
Except-
actual good part was the end.
Yeah.
The funeral.
Yeah.
That was it.
That
heartbreaking.
was it. And when you hear about that, when our listeners hear that, and for the people that have already heard it or will be hearing it, I know some of you guys have heard it through early. I send some out every so often to different people and get what I call a kind of like a snapshot to see, does this sound good or is it, a little too much this or that? And so far we've been, which it's a blessing. That's my gift from God. And I give all praise and glory to him. But the funeral was done the way that we handled that was in such a way. We were actually so blessed to have a young Asian lady named Annie Fung who stepped in and provided the voiceover of what one of her friends said. I cried when I heard this girl's performance. Now, she is a professional voiceover artist, yes. But when I think about it, Junko didn't deserve anything less. And neither did Kellyanne or some of the others that you're going to hear. I made comment to some people, look, the Mountain Mysteries isn't my voice. It's the voice of those who can't speak for themselves anymore. I just happen to be honored enough to be the guy that actually sits down and flaps his gums behind a mic and tells the story. I'm special effects. That's it. That's all I am. The story is Junko Furuta, Kellyanne Bates, the people who died at the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. The story is April Pennington, Trevor Huff, Ollie Little, Dwayne Lovelace, all these people that we've lost. And I'm telling you, as weird as this sounds, there's times that when I'm editing this thing, it just falls right into place in a way that I didn't plan. And when I sit back and listen to it, I'm like, what the hockey sticks? I did. And then it hits me. Maybe, just maybe, you're getting some help from God, or maybe some of these people you're talking about. You know, last week, this was something else this is where I was going with this. We got a lot of emails and a lot of comments, and I even got a few texts from people about Hannah, the little girl that keeps coming through on the portal. I don't know. Have you gotten the ovulus in yet, or is it going to be a while longer?
It's supposed to be July.
July, okay. Because they hand make these things, right?
Yeah.
And these aren't cookie cutters. No. These are custom made. They were made by hand by people. So anyways, people say, well, do you think Hannah will be there Thursday night? And I said, if my money was betting on it, yeah, because when she comes in, she pretty much rules the roost.
I think that she's found her place, she feels like.
Well, what she mentioned last week about being with Huff. Stace only knew one Huff. My brother, Trevor. Yeah. He was actually on this platform some months back. I mean, it was quite a while before he passed, but that's the only Huff I knew. And then it was brought up to me this evening. If this is the Hannah that this lady and I suspect it is, which would be her daughter who was stillborn or died at a very early age, she said, I could not make the connection between you, her, and Trevor, and then it hit me. What hit you? She said, she's your second cousin. Or she's your cousin. Yeah, I guess she would be. So then it all started to make sense. You know, that little smoky, hazy thing started to clear. And I was like, okay. So will we talk to her tonight? Well, that's up in the air. Maybe she will. Maybe Stace will tell you the same thing. When she activates the portal, it's a roll of the dice. And we don't know who is going to come through, and we don't know what we're going to get. So that's why before we enter tonight, we will ask God to protect every single one of us watching this now and watching this for as long as it can be viewed.
Behind the scenes, I do that prior to every show.
Mm-hmm. You know, that's something else I wanted to talk to you about. You know, we are getting ready to come up with an episode, probably after Kellyanne's, and it's called The Forgotten 14. 14 Unsolved Homicides. And guess who else? This is something else, big news. Guess who's coming to the Mountain Mysteries podcast? And I'm thinking we can get him on the gatherings too. Bill Bean.
Cool.
Bill Bean is a deliverance minister. He's performed countless exorcisms. Well, I wouldn't say countless. I'm sure there's a number there, but he's performed more exorcisms than I know about. In addition to that, he is a deliverance he is a deliverance minister, a spiritual warrior. That's what a lot of people call him, and I understand why. And when you get to know Bill a little better through his own words and through the podcast, which I will tell you about along with Bill, then you're going to understand why. This guy's seen some stuff. He's been through the real deal. He's been on several episodes of A Haunting, on several TV shows with TLC, the Travel Channel, and all these other places. The things that he's encountered and the things that he's dealt with, it'll blow your mind. It's just absolutely incredible. But we look forward to welcoming him too. But when you are investigating, you talk about prayers of protection. Is there any specific prayer that there has to be, or is it just something that is personal, something that is, as long as it's genuine and as long as you're talking to God?
Right.
Is that how it is?
That's exactly how it is for me.
Okay. And God will always be by your side. So, I mean, that is something that is,
Never failed me yet.
Yes. Have some people in the chat. Now we want to say hi to Anita and to Janine, among others that are out there, I'm sure too. So, because like I said, this platform is apparently only bringing in so many chats at a time, but we do welcome everybody for being out there and ask you if you want to actively jump in there and ask us a question when
Absolutely.
we start, you're more than welcome to, because like I said, sometimes, spirits, I don't think are any different in the afterlife than they are in this life in terms of, they know a lot more, but if they're shy in this life, do you think that they'd be shy in the next one and maybe not so willing to come forward unless somebody says, hey, is Chris out there by chance? Or is so-and-so out there? Do you think that's how it would work? Stace?
I'll just tell you, I think that it depends on the connection that you have. You have to have that open, loving, light connection first. Not anybody can just come in and get a device and sit down and say, okay, let's turn this on. Let's go with it. What I've learned is it takes a lot of connection, a lot of trust, a lot of praying, a lot of practice and time. And it's just like you gain their trust.
So it's no different than somebody else that you would be.
To me, it's just very personal.
I understand completely. So at this time, then, you got an idea of what's going on, what's coming up, which was something I like to say now is watch the gatherings, hear the Mountain Mysteries. The Mountain Mysteries on Apple, Spotify, Audible, Amazon, about anywhere you can think of. Excuse me, just the pollen count has been through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, are you ready to start the portal and let's see what we get?
Oh, well, it's already been going.
Oh, okay.
It's been going since we've been started. I had it going. So, yeah, I just got to turn it up.
Yeah, just turn it up and let's see what we get. See if
anything. We're going to open up the portals tonight, and we're going to ask anybody that wants to come through and talk to us. You have the floor. You have our attention. If Hannah's out there, as always, you have our attention, and we're going to turn it on. Anybody want to come through and talk to us? Not yet. Let me go in here.
Been awful quiet, yeah.
All right, let's try again. You can definitely tell Hannah's not here.
She would already been. Yeah, she would have already been on it. Yeah.
Here we go. But do you have a message for somebody?
Wow.
Is that coming through okay on that mic?
Yeah.
Or I need to turn it up? It's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, can you give us a name or let us? Okay. Does anybody else want to come through and speak with us? Give us a name. Sounds like an older female to me here.
It does.
Is there somebody that you want to reach in the chat? I know I got a few messages last time about the male voice. I got a few people coming through that recognized it.
Really? I'd like to
One
hear
thought it was an uncle and gave me their name. So
Okay.
can you come through and talk to me a little louder? What's your name? Do you have a message for somebody? Yes, he is. I can't read it. Okay. I swear, it's like I said, your whole name right there.
What did it say?
Said
I couldn't make it.
Chris Sloan. Do you have a message for Chris? What's your message?
Oh, that I made out Chris. Or at least it sounded like that to me.
It sounded like it 2 or 3 times. I thought I heard it too.
Yeah.
Do you have a message for Chris that you want to let me know? I can tell him. He's listening. It's very, very quiet.
Which is odd.
Chris is listening if you want to say something. That was really weird.
That was. I could.
That was weird. I see you. Do you see us? Do you have a message for somebody that's with us here? Can you tell us the name of the person that you have a message for? Or if you just want to talk to us, that's fine.
You know, in the chat room, somebody said that it sounded like the voice that came through could have been saying "miss you."
It did. It did.
Okay.
Yeah. You're writing all this down. He's writing it all down.
Oh, Lloyd is? Okay, great.
Hmm.
You know, I got to throw it out there. You know,
With us. Father with us. Somebody with us.
What's he talking about?
Go ahead, Chris. What were you saying?
it could have been. I mean, you know, I don't know. You know, the miss you thing. Of course, the first thing that goes to my thoughts is my mom. First thing. I don't know if it was her though. I
Right.
know it didn't. It may have sounded like her when she was much younger, but
I'll never forget the time that she said that he was his star. He was her star.
Remember when she said you were her star?
I think April said that, didn't she?
I can't remember.
There's Hannah.
There's the puppy. Oh my gosh.
Hannah is here. Well, there's the answer to everybody's question. Will Hannah show? And Hannah is the star of this thing. So it's
Hey, you.
you're the star, baby girl.
Stand up here.
I stand up here. I see it. She's back on.
Yes, you are, baby. You're back on.
If you want to has it.
She is welcome here anytime.
I can't believe the sentences that are coming out. This is pretty good.
I told you she
Beautiful.
owns this.
You're beautiful.
Oh, she had been talking to Lloyd on that one then. So it's
No way.
My mouth, my heart. God, that was a good sentence.
What was that?
I would say she's probably, what, 3?
sounds like it. She's young, very.
She's, you can tell by
One of the people in the chat said that she said Hannah is on. Hannah owns this show now. I'm just going to sign it over to her. So it's
Mama.
Yep.
You have a message from Mama? You got any animals? You and your animals, huh?
She loves them.
Mm-hmm. Do they have any names? What are their names? Something all of us. Are you up there with the rainbows? With all of the animals around you? Hurry and come. Is there anybody with you tonight? Who's with you? It really did sound like Trevor right there. Did you hear that too?
Yeah.
Is Trevor with you? Huff. Love you. So we love you.
Wow. I did hear her
I did too.
somewhere there.
She definitely loves to talk.
She does.
I've never
She is
encountered something like this.
very much an outgoing person, apparently. Yes, and that's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Since you heard her loud and clear.
She heard it. Somebody said they heard it also.
Um,
Do you have a message for anybody else, sweetheart? Sound like angels, maybe. Mom.
wow.
My mom, I do. I love. And God bless.
Baby, do you have a message for your mom or dad?
I want to say thank you for coming through and talking to us. And want you to know that you're always welcome to do that. Bunny. It's always the animals with her. Bunnies.
Bunnies.
She said bunnies that time.
Bunnies, okay. I thought she said buddies.
Could have
Like
been.
friends, yeah. Yeah, but no, you could listen, your ear is a lot more trained on this than I am.
We're always open to hear everybody's comments.
If you're in the chat room right now, feel free to buzz in there, jump in there.
Yeah, she's going to talk over us no matter what we do.
Yeah. She ain't gonna stop. Yeah, that's okay. And while we do want to respect her, we still want to encourage people, if you're in the chat room, to maybe ask a question, say something.
Yeah.
If you'd like to hear from someone, perhaps we can try.
Absolutely.
And it will not cost you a thing. So.
Is there anybody else with you, Hannah, that wants to come through? I've heard her say Victoria twice. Okay.
Victoria.
It's a comment.
She's got a sister named Victoria.
Oh, wow.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's really really funny.
Leave something.
Honey,
Yes, yeah, sure. Oh,
Honey, something, leave.
And then I heard yes as clear as a bell.
Oh, it was really loud, yes.
Yeah.
they're walking.
They're walking.
Mom,
Mom. So she said Faye or Ruth or something. Do you have a name that is someone you want to connect to here? If you slow down a little bit, I promise you can use it a lot easier. And we're going to listen to you. It's almost like Michelle.
Yeah, I heard Michelle.
Did you hear that too, Chris, Michelle?
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you have a message for Michelle?
I'll write it down.
I think this is the same one that came through earlier, it sounds like.
It does.
What's your name, sweetheart? Elizabeth. Did you say Elizabeth? I get that country accent, seems like, with this one a few times, or similar.
Sweetheart, can you say your name? I'm Chris. Would you mind sharing your name with me?
Yeah.
Sound like it's just kind of hard for her to talk.
Let me ask you a question about theorem. In theory, if someone has only recently passed, is it more difficult for them to garner the energy to come through? Could it be that they're not quite strong enough?
Well, you have to think of it like this too. Whenever you're on the other side, so to speak, you have no body, you have no flesh, you have no voice anymore. So, however you want to manifest yourself and come through,
You have to learn a whole new way to communicate.
right? That's why
Yeah,
these ITC devices are so great, because they
that makes sense.
allow them so much, more to work with than just an, old-fashioned recorder and things like we used to use back in the day.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense to
So
me.
these are pure gibberish. These have no words, none.
Mm-hmm. So we have to discern.
They're also backwards.
Yeah. So my theory of recording that and playing it backwards probably would not be a bad idea. Well, I know somebody's got the software to do that.
I've got several, like I said,
Yeah.
I have a couple different portals we can use also.
Have you experimented with that, recording it and playing it backwards? Does it become more clear?
Not in a long time. We did one time, and we didn't get anything, worthy of.
Okay, so nothing worth talking about.
Not really. But I mean, we tried a little bit. It was up there. Actually, I'll tell you where it was at. It's up at the battlegrounds in Prestonsburg up there.
Middle Creek.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 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 There's been, I know of several folks that have said that they had experiences there and have captured some Class
Yep.
A EVP. Which there's Hannah. So
I was something. I was be here. I was something.
we're going to call this the Hannah Show. We're changing the name of it.
You know, I have to say, I'm glad to hear
I am too.
because I thought I wasn't going to hear anymore.
I was worried. The first several seconds was very, very uncharacteristically quiet.
The fishies tonight.
Oh, okay. She's just incredible.
She really is. I mean, you can just paint a picture of her in your mind.
Yeah, I can.
You want to try another box?
Yep.
Okay. We got another box going too. This is kind of how I picture her. Like all of these old baby pictures. Whenever we get these objects that people feel like they have something attached to them or something, I always have to go through them and look. And some of these are just so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
This is from the 1800s.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's full of baby pictures, family photos, all kinds of things.
How far did it go back?
1801.
Oh, wow. So that's 221 years.
Yeah.
I have to admit, my mind is blown.
This is pure celluloid and velvet.
Uh-huh. Beautiful.
Think that doesn't hold a little bit of something?
Oh, yeah, it holds a whole lot. Ain't no doubt.
She's agreeing. This might as well turn that other box off because she said Linda.
That was my mom's name.
I know.
But that was also Linda.
We really appreciate you talking to us. Is there a message for anybody else? Aunt.
Wait, I wish I could pick up
Aunt.
you all.
Yeah.
That was an aunt. Oh, that was her aunt.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Linda was her aunt?
Is that what they said?
My mom's name was Linda, and my mom was, if I'm not mistaken, her aunt.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
If it's the same person that I'm thinking of. Her great aunt. I'm sorry, great aunt. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be,
Sounds like a guy,
yeah, that was a new voice, I think.
Mom is
a
together.
younger male, maybe.
Hannah and your mom are together.
Something's here with me.
What? Wow.
See, it's your arm. Oh, this is it.
What's your name?
That voice sounds a little deeper in timbre, a little deeper in pitch. A different person, perhaps.
Try to keep it reset here.
Sure.
What's your name? Something won't show me. Your friend. Are you our friend? Please, something. Please move. Was that what it said?
Hannah is coming back to the front of the line. She's not waiting.
I'm back. Baby. Wow. Yeah, she's definitely the star.
I told you. Yeah.
I'm the baby. Something has it. Baby sis. Sound like baby sister? Baby sister. I can't read those messages that you're reading. I don't have it in this chat room, so I can't see it. You got a whole different chat room than I do. Okay.
Bobby said she wished she could share a pic of Handy to us.
I believe it. I was here. We believe you. I know you heard that plain as day.
Yes. Yes. She's talking about her animals. I am. My mind is just.
Yeah, turn that other one off. She seems to override everybody. Did you hear somebody in the background with her right there? Terry wants to ask you if Junior is with you. Is Junior with you? Hi. Is there anybody with you now? like another baby. I love you all.
We love you very much, honey.
That was sweet.
Sound like good night.
Good night.
Good night, sweet pea.
Don't want to lose you. I love you.
You won't lose us, baby. We love you.
That was so sweet. I know you is.
Terry, you know your Uncle Junior is with her.
They want you to know that your Uncle Junior's with you. Is that what you said?
Yeah. It says, Terry, you know your Uncle Junior is with her.
Okay.
From Bobby. Says, good night, baby.
Everybody loves you, sweetheart. Your family loves you. And you know you're never alone. We're always here, okay? Stay with me. Angel. You know I love them.
Yeah, I heard that too.
That was validation like no other right there.
Mm-hmm. Makes me think that if she can hear us, where she's at,
In the lot.
so can everyone.
And she believes it too. It says, I'm Hannah's daddy. Oh, okay, that's Terry. Do you have anything, a message for your daddy? Or have anything that you want to say to anybody else that may be here for you? She said Huff 2 or 3 times. Huff is with me. Huff is with me.
Trevor's with her.
Kathy's with me.
Knowing Trevor, he'd be with a lot of people up there.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, yeah, he was that kind of guy. Everybody loved to be around him.
Probably a big protector, too.
Oh, huge. Yeah, huge.
Sing me a song.
Sing me a song. That's what she said.
No.
Trevor was a singer.
Yeah, Trevor.
Trevor was a singer.
Did you hear that?
He fronted the band Flat Mary Stone for years. He was a musician through and through. He could play anything from a guitar to drums to a keyboard, whatever. I mean, you give the guy a couple of chopsticks and a garbage can, you're going to have a song.
That's awesome.
He was great.
Did you hear that?
What's it? Yeah.
And I've got my animals. There's about 3 or 4 people in the background with her. It sounds like they're also giving her messages. I don't know if you can hear it or not coming through, but
Well, they probably figure that they ain't nobody else going to come through. So it's Hannah's
I'm
in the
skipping
front.
channels.
That's the way it is.
I'm going through here skipping channels. Don't be in a hurry. Okay.
I am in no hurry, honey. I will be here as long as you want to talk to us.
Yeah, I'm really. It just shocks me sometimes, especially her coming through with such messages.
You know, I got to admit,
I
I was worried at first because it was so quiet. I would love to hear from my mom and dad. I'd love to hear from Trevor, or Ollie. You know, any of the people that we've lost. I'd love to hear from these people.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people look at me like I'm crazy when I say, "Yeah, this is real. It's real. The afterlife exists. Spirits exist." And then when you're confronted with a fact, you almost go numb in the mind because you don't know what to think. Well, right here it is. You don't have to think about it. You just have to feel it. Your heart's smarter than your head's ever going to be. Quit thinking and just start feeling.
That's all you got to do. Something about my child. No.
Terry just told me that the voice earlier sounded a lot like Oliver. Well, let me tell you whose voice that sounds like. It sounds like Trevor Huff.
Oh, really?
That voice does.
Okay.
The one that we just heard. I don't know if it is or not. I'm just saying.
Write this down.
Keep an eye on
It
it.
sounded like him.
Well, future.
It had his tone.
We'll keep a note on that.
I'm also keeping in mind that maybe I'm hearing things that I want to hear, but I'm telling you, that sounded like Trev.
Well, that's okay.
That's all right. Safe something. Safe something. If you need me,
That sounds like him. God, it sounds so much like him.
sounds as if you need me, I'm there.
I'm wondering if it's Moon Victoria.
Well, I need you.
I said brother and all.
Oh my God,
Brother and all. Sounds like it was kind of emotional.
That's my fear. I'm wanting to hear what I want to, but
Yeah.
in my heart, I believe it's. And then Tracy May Ferguson said, "Oh my God, that's Trev."
You remember me, guys?
Yeah, brother.
I'm the one that loves you. Love infinity. Infinity. Can you tell me what your name is? I think we already know. My name. Do you have a message for somebody?
I see it.
I see. It's okay. It's okay. It's getting really low.
I just swore it said, "I'm sorry."
Said of what?
I just swore it said, "I'm sorry."
I'm sorry. Did you make that out?
Mm-mm.
Big money?
Or morning, money.
Big morning? What money? I am. I'm good.
Mercy Horn said, "I swear it sounded like he said I'm Huff."
Said I'm. The voice sounded. It's me. Hey, it's me.
Hey, Trev.
Whoa.
I love you, brother.
Yes, man.
Yes, you're my man. My main man.
Yes.
Yes.
Gosh, oh.
Lloyd's tore up. Good thing he's off camera. Huff's here, Huff's there. What does it say?
Got nothing to be sorry for.
I miss you.
I miss you too.
Miss you, man.
God, so much.
Yes. I mean, it got loud too. I love you.
I love you.
I love you, Chris.
That's what said, well, I love you, sister.
My name something was.
I love you, sweet.
He loves you too. Miss her too. Said I miss her too.
Janine. That whole empath thing that you keep talking about really blows right now. But yeah, it's him.
Yes. We can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you, brother. I'm here.
Thanks to our new microphone. Yep, we got that. It's powerful.
What's powerful?
We'll find out. I am. Is that what he said? I can't tell. My friend, best.
Always, brother. You know, we used to talk about that. Said not even death would.
Never come between y'all.
I guess he was right.
My blood.
That's what he called me. Yeah.
Gosh, oh.
Man.
Well, you are my brother, and I love you.
Well, he's repeated that 2 or 3 times. I won't sound like I said, don't die. I won't die. It's me, bro. Me. Thank you for coming through. That means a lot to us that you can come through.
That was his. That's him. It's just his low, laid back voice, and he's taking his time deliberately.
That's good.
He
That's the
wants
way.
to be understood. He wants to be understood, and he knows. I believe that. Look,
Yes.
Trev was very smart. He was highly intelligent.
Feel
See, this is what this is all about for me. This is what it's all about. If there's any chance in feeling that, or having that,
I
feeling
would
that
give you that
love,
whole line of bull that, since he's been gone, he's crossed my mind every day. Fact of the matter is, I thought about him every day while he was here, too. I mean, it'd be nothing. I'd be thinking about him just out of the blue. He'd call, "What's up? My blood, my brother."
well, it came through and said my blood. That right there is great validation for sure. Turn it back up.
What from Florida?
I said pray something. What?
I said I'm from Florida.
I know you are. Chris is too. It almost sounded like he was singing "Yes, We'll Gather." Did you hear that? That was playing.
Man, he could sing. God, I mean, he had a voice on him. I remember we would go to like the lodge and these other places, and I would go up there just to listen to him play. And every time he played,
I've heard him too.
I was just like, "You got to be kidding me!"
He sang Hall and Oates, and I loved it.
Yeah, yeah. He had a '80s acoustic thing going on called Great Scott, and man, it was great what him and Russ could do. Well, they were there at April Celebration of Life. You remember you were there. You were sitting right beside of me.
Yeah. And see, talking like this, whether you realize it or not, helps that connection so much.
Yeah. Brings
You can
forth
feel it.
energy, the
Yeah,
energy of memories, the energy of love.
absolutely.
Nothing stronger than love.
That's how you do it. I am.
You'd be proud of Alex, man. I'm sure you're looking down on him, but Alex is great. His son,
Glad to hear it.
his son is awesome.
Guess who I hear in the background? The little girl.
Did he say Hannah's here?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
That's even how he said it.
My blood did it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That sealed it.
Yeah. My man.
Brother. My brother.
Tell you what, I'm glad that tonight was your night. So am I.
It's been kind of tough. It's been really tough dealing with this without him.
We'll always be hanging out, man. Sense in your life.
Hey, Trev, if I go through with what I'm thinking about going through, which I'm pretty sure you would want me to, are you going to be with me on that?
Always, man.
hell,
It almost sounded like he said, "Oh hell."
He knows what I was getting ready to do. I was getting ready to show a picture of it.
awfully
For me, he said.
bad my room.
This is for him and my dad.
Not you more. Oh no, man.
My man.
Yeah.
You're not alone, my man.
See, it was every summer up until last year, or maybe a year before. I get about every summer, we would get on those bikes and go to a little place in Georgia called Two Willows of Suches. And Two Willows is just that. It's a campground that's for motorcycles. Had little cabins and stuff like that, and
That's awesome.
that was our thing. That was
Fun.
we go with friends, and sometimes there was a year or two that he and I just went down just by ourselves and opened up a campfire and threw some hot dogs on the grill and knocked back a couple of beers, and
That's fun times. That's what life's all about.
he showed me what living was.
It's great.
He told me I spent too much damn time at work.
Mm-hmm.
And Hannah agrees. So,
I love you. I'll be back.
I love you, Hannah.
Do you love me?
Yeah, of course we love you. We all love you. We could not not love you.
Could you give Trevor a big hug for Chris? Please. You knows it. Me beautiful.
No, there's no doubt. Yes.
That was clear.
She is absolutely beautiful.
Your eyes, something are filled.
They were, yeah.
Love you.
I love you.
I mean, honestly, this is, to me, sometimes this just blows my mind.
I'm going to be honest with you, Stace. When we started out this evening, it was slim to none for me.
We never know.
And that's true. There may very well be an evening when we do this when we don't get much of anything, no matter how hard we try. I think that we have to be in tune with them.
You have to, and then you see how strong that it gets when you get that
The
connection.
only other
going.
time I felt that strong was when my mom and dad came through to me, or when April.
You never know.
And like I said, my parents, of course, they're my parents. I had a great childhood. I was loved. I was disciplined. I was taken care of. I was,
Yep.
I never had everything. Did I ever have everything I ever wanted? No, but I always had everything I ever needed. And I was taught value, respect. I was taught the value of things, the value of people, and that people come before things any day of the week. And Trevor, man, when I heard that voice, just flashbacks, bam, 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 bam.
It helps.
Of those bike rides and those corny jokes, and some of the jokes weren't corny, they were just great. But just sitting there listening to him sing and just being like, how is that even possible that somebody can sound that good without the use of auto-tune and without the use of all this stuff? He just had it.
That's the best kind.
But maybe the thing that got you the most about it was how he was so loyal. I remember once we were sitting at this it was like a little restaurant / bar thing. And he looks over at me and he said, I'd fight a bear for you. Thanks. He said, no. Not a grizzly bear. But by God, you bring me a Care Bear, I'll fight that son of a bitch for you all day long. And I was like, he said, remember, if we're out in Georgia or Tennessee or wherever, we run across a couple of grizzlies, I ain't got to be the fastest one, bro. I just got to be faster than you. Yeah. He said, I just got to be faster than you. And I said, it's hard not to love a guy. Just automatically, it's hard not to love somebody that makes you feel like you're worth more. And Trevor had a gift for that with people. It's who he was. It's who he is. His son's the same way. He's got a birthday coming soon. God, man, his dad would be so proud of him. Well, we've had a night, and it is almost 10:30. So, folks, my dear, love you bunches, and thank you so much for this.
Love you.
Can't wait to see you next Thursday. And I am so appreciative of you, your gifts, of Lloyd, what you guys bring to the gatherings, to the Mountain Mysteries, and what you guys bring just to humanity. Thank you.
Same to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys stay safe, and I'll see you next Thursday.
Okay.
You too.
Love you bunches.
Love you. Bye-bye.
And just so you know, no, she did not call me a shankopotamus. I'm just joking. But I had that for a joke and just kind of forgot to deliver that in. But I guess if this says anything, that's not the end. We go on. This flesh, it gets old. We change. But in the course of changing, we learn. We live. Maybe we get a little smarter. Maybe we get a little wiser. My mom used to say that the difference between knowledge and wisdom, she said, knowledge you use to make a living. Wisdom you use to make a life. Make a life. There is no way in heaven or hell that I would have gave the kind of money that I'm giving for what I'm buying. But as someone very close to me said, it's not about the motorcycle. There's 10 million Harleys out there and 10 million people that's got them. And they'll all tell you the same thing. If you want a motorcycle, buy a motorcycle. But if you want an experience, then buy an experience. And I'm not saying that Harleys are the only ones that give experiences. No. But my whole point is I went and did this because I lost my dad. I lost my mom. I lost Trev. I lost Ollie. And a very dear friend of mine told me the other day, he said, you're going to have a lot in those bags. Speaking figuratively, of course. He said, you got your dad. You got Trev. You got your buddy Ollie. You got me. Ride for the people that you've ridden with and can't ride anymore, and ride for the people that you love and that you care about. Pretty powerful statement. It's amazing that he came up with it. It's a great guy, he really is. Love him to death. It's all about the memories. So while you have time, make those memories. Spend the time with the people you love and care about, and do the things that you love to do. If you're not hurting yourself or hurting someone, and maybe golfing is your thing, or maybe I don't know, four-wheelers, or what are they called, the side-by-sides? Live. Well, my time is up. Again, tonight at midnight, episode 54. Hope you'll check that out. Next week, Junko Furuta. Trans Allegheny the week after, and the week after that, Kellyanne Bates. And remember, some of these episodes of the podcast aren't necessarily for kids. They can get a little graphic. And I'm not talking about filthy language. That does happen, but only in the context of what was said by a particular individual. Otherwise, I'm not going to use that kind of stuff. Well, at least not behind a microphone. I'm Chris Sloan for the Mountain Mysteries Gatherings. And on behalf of everyone involved, we wish you love, peace, and happiness. And I love you guys. Stay mysterious and live life.